Hi everyone.
Goddamn.
Let's get it!
I wrote this poem called The 7 Stages of Grief as an Asian American Woman. Number 1, shock. Your English is really good. Where are you from? The casual racism sticks with me the first time I hear it, and I stare at her, tongue-tied in shock. As if Los Angeles isn't the home I was born and raised in, as if English isn't the language I use when I'm not too shocked to speak, as if colonizers didn't cut out my mother tongue and shove its own down her throat. Number 2, denial. Down the stranger's throat and on his breath are spirits, and I'm silently asking the ones around me for their protection as I see him sway, as I catch his violently thirsty eyes, as they follow my friends and me, as his feet start to follow too. He stalks us for blocks like we're his next drink, and he's our chaser. I am in denial when he stops pursuit and throws up, hurls the words, fucking chink. Number 3, bargaining. Chink Filipinos like me know how to bargain, but there's no green hills to sobrang mahal, to an agreement when it comes to racism in America, when white America holds our purse strings, so I bargain the widely held sentiment that Filipino women are resilient, strong, and powerful for the teaching of how we came to be known as such. Bargain it for the education of the impacts of imperialism and capitalism on my people, the wars we were butchered in, segregation laws we faced, and traumas we endured, how it all culminated into the statistic that Filipinos are the least likely of all Asian Americans to receive treatment for mental health issues. Number 4, guilt, because my mom is one of those Filipinos, but I'm not. Guilt because I had access to resources that taught me about setting boundaries, and I had to set them with her. Guilt because I know she only loved me with a callousness because she learned survival required it. Beat it into my head to get good grades so that I wouldn't have as hard of a life as she did. Screamed hurtful body and slut-shaming language at me to try to prevent men from reducing me to a mere sex object. Number 5, anger. At the very thing she tried to prevent. Anger when a man who's trying to get at me tells me he wants to date every type of Asian. Anger because I know I deserve a man who sees and prays for someone as woman as me, not a fetishizer who just preys on women who look like me, who is merely looking for a conquest that'll put up less of a fight. I refuse to be another colonized body of the Philippines. Number 6, depression. March 16, 2021, the Atlanta shooting, Soon Chung Park, Hyun Chung Grant, Soon Cha Kim Yong Yu, Xiao Jia Tan, Dao Yo Feng. The murderer had a fetish for Asian women. February 13, 2022, murdered in her apartment after being stalked, Christina Lee. Her neighbors said her screams sounded like they could have been from a horror movie. Just days after the news breaks about Christina, it fades away. But it's all I can think about. Depression, for days I cry, I am hollow, feel small, so pray. I think of how she lived alone and how I do too. I wonder, did she hear the same silence I hear at dinner time? The same echo of empty rooms? I wonder if I've been fetishized, called slurs, and stalked, then isn't a knife the only thing keeping me away from being Christina? A gunshot the only thing keeping me from becoming another American news story that fades away? Depression, I don't know how to cope with death like this. Depression, there's no way I can keep living like this. Depression, how do I move forward from all of this? Number 7, acceptance. I am not there yet. I cannot heal from grief when the trauma creating it is ongoing. Thank you.